Well, King Charles has formally opened British Parliament and the occasion was filled with all the customary pomp and pageantry. For more, we're joined by the Daily Mirror's Associate Editor Russell Myers from London. Rusty, hello. There were trumpets, tiaras, a lot of tradition and rituals to welcome in a new government over there.
Well, good morning, Sarah. Well, there was, wasn't there? And we've been used to this over the past few months, the pomp and pageantry, ceremonies like this. But, this is it in spades because the state opening of Parliament, it's King Charles's second in just 8 months, can you believe? Such has been the tumultuous time of the British political scene. But, and I think this is very important to Charles because it's steeped in history right the way back to the 16th century. It's the only time where the House of Lords, the House of Commons and the Sovereign all come together. The late Queen only missed 3 state openings in her 70-year reign. So very important for Charles to be there today.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. It's quite the spectacle, right? Quite the setting, quite the mood until that phone went off. Pray tell, do we know who it belonged to?
Well, I think there's been a big investigation. There's a lot of finger pointing about who was there. But you're just seeing the scenes here. This is absolutely steeped in history. You have the yeomen of the guard, the sovereign's bodyguards, checking for explosives at the start of the ceremony. They probably should have frisked people for their phones and iPads, I think, at the start of it. They probably wouldn't have had all that hullabaloo. But this is something that's very important, and I think it will sort of have a natural ending to King Charles's half of the year because it's been a pretty tough time for him. So hopefully he'll have a bit more time to relax over the summer. Yeah,
absolutely. He has been busy of late, hasn't he? Now, Prime Minister Keir Starmer is the first Labor leader in 14 years over there. What did his government outline?
Well, you look at the sort of ceremony that happened today, and it's very much the sort of antithesis of his Labour government because it is all about unity. And so definitely the real headline figures, we've been looking at more house building here in the UK. That's been very, very stringent over the past 14 years of a Conservative government. Looking at renationalising the railways and possibly the utility companies. I know this is a big problem for you guys as well. The soaring cost of living is a real issue for Brits over here. And childcare exploding as well, and obviously the environment is a big ticket for the Labour government. Yeah,
all the same issues we're facing here as well, Rusty. But let's bring it back to the royals. It was Queen Camilla's birthday today in the UK. So do you know how the family celebrated?
Well, I don't think she was disco dancing because she's torn a ligament in her leg. I don't know if you saw the pictures over. I was with them in the Channel Islands at the beginning of the week. She's sprained her ankle, but she was on good form. I told that she was going to be putting her feet up because she's had a pretty tough time of it. So she's been really leading from the front while we've had the King and the Princess of Wales obviously out of action. So hopefully she had a bit of a G&T, bit of a TV catch-up. Not sure what she's watching these days, but hopefully she had a good time nonetheless.
Rusty, I think the Queen was all of us when she was out at the farm watching those 2 cows get a little bit friendly. Let's just put it that way, right?
She did a ligament watching.
Lucky you're not doing this interview. All right, Rusty.
Listen, I saw her there. She was very surprised, shall we say, when one mounted the other.
I quite like those giggles. All right, thank you so much for joining us, Rusty. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
The royal procession has led the King to the UK Parliament, where he unveiled the plans of his new government. 9 Europe correspondent Jessica Millwood has the details. Jess, this is a centuries-old tradition.
It is, Brooke, and if you're a fan of royal tradition, well, today was a feast for the senses. There were trumpets, tiaras, crowns and state robes, and as you mentioned, the royal procession, it did start from Buckingham Palace, the King and Queen travelling in the Diamond Jubilee coach. The Crown, mind you, it had its own coach and made its way through the streets of London to Westminster. There, the King and Queen got their formal robes ready as the King strode into the House of Lords. Now, you could hear a pin drop as the King took his place on the throne, preparing to deliver the King's speech until there was this interruption.
Sounds like a mobile phone going off in there. My lords, pray be seated.
Everybody knows you turn your phone on silent during the King's speech. He outlined Sir Keir Starmer's plan for the year ahead. There was a strong focus on economic growth, and then when the King and Queen departed, there was a royal gun salute extra today because today is Camilla's birthday. But Very embarrassing for someone in the House of Lords today.
I would just put my phone on the floor and never look at it again. I'd be so
Throw it out the window.
Terrible.
Was it me?
Yeah. I think this was Rishi Sunak. Ah!